We have gathered here for this lovely meeting on resonating from South Asia to the world on global norms to address violence against women and girls. And coming back to Nepal, for me it's home because I literally live across the Kali River in Uttarakhand. And the same range of Himalaya extends to our region. But I'm also a child of the forests of the Himalaya, a child of Chipko. And I'm sitting here in the Himalaya, sitting where the third pole is, the largest body of snow outside the Arctic and the Antarctic Circle, the tiniest drop brought to the mountains nourishes half of humanity. Half of humanity gets its thirst quenched by the waters of the mountains in the Himalaya. And those rivers should be uniting us. And I believe resonating here from this meeting has to be making corrections to each of these elements. Last year, in the Rishiganga Valley, another glacier avalanche, 200. And I'm sure there's stories like this throughout Nepal. Yeah? And I think it is time for us to start letting that be recorded by the women who are living in these regions. Let women emerge again as the experts of the earth and care for the earth and life on this earth. The Secretary General of SAARC to take an initiative to call the SAARC meeting on the climate emergency with a response that is gender-based and is based on climate justice, not continuing climate violation, which is a violation to the earth, but women are the worst victims of every climate disaster, all. Our experience shows it, but all the world's research shows it. That's why we need global norms. And global norms need to be the norms within society and the values we live with. How can two young men rape and kill an 18-month baby? Something has gone wrong. And we need legally binding norms as an international community, because at the end of the day, we are what we, at least in South Asia, used to say the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we are one earth family. If we are one earth family, we are connected through the earth. As one earth family, we are connected to every human, to every last child, to every woman. Every child's violence, every woman's violence is a violence against all of society. It is not their particular violence. It is a pervasive violence. And the data in the Everyday Women Treaty, which you have also worked on, about, amazing initiative, 1,700 women's organization, the women's rights groups, 840 organization, 128 nations. We need to build on it for another world view based on other values. And that's where the norms must flow from. Every person who spoke talked about 1 in 3 women being victims of violence. Just in 2019, there were 87,000 cases of what is now being named in international law femicide. We also have a new emerging language in international law called ecocide, the killing of the earth, the violation of the earth. That's 137 women and girls killed per day. It is literally a low-intensity warfare. And I just went back to the data from India. Since the time the National Crime Bureau has been keeping data, the graph for rapes and violence against women climbs like this, exactly like the graph of greenhouse gases, exactly like the graph of extinction. My studies and my PhD is in quantum theory. And this much I know from my specialized training, that the same entity will become either a wave or a particle depending on context. You will spread violence or you will spread peace according to the context you create. And what has gone wrong? That all these graphs of crimes against women are climbing across the world. I think the first is that distorted economic model that there's nothing like an economy right now. Economy means the art of living. The art of living is what women practice. They do the economy. The art of colonization, plunder, wars, that is the art of killing. 20 years ago, my book showed that we had 70 times more finances in the world than the real goods and services. And I call it hungry money. If you read the old colonial literature, it always says, we've got to find new lands for resources, for free labor, slaves, and for new markets. That's always the three things. Free resources, free people's work, and markets. That's what colonialism was. At least my studies of what is called the economy, but I call it money making, because women are the true economy. All my research shows about 80% of the true economy of meeting the food needs and water needs and health needs and care needs is women's economy. It doesn't get counted.